for severe weather tomorrow. And here's the reason why. We have an area of low pressure. We call this setup here a mid-latitude cyclone. There's a cold front and a warm front attached to it. The closer you are to the low, that's typically where you have greater shear values. But you can see there's also some thunderstorms that are firing up across portions of Georgia, and they've been actually rolling through Florida and South Carolina as well. The closer this gets to us, that's going to equal a rain chance tomorrow, and we could see an isolated thunderstorm. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has us under a level 1 risk, but you can see that there's actually a level 2. That's going to be the yellow colors. One's to the north of us in Pennsylvania. The other risk, the other level 2 is stretching across the southeastern seaboard from portions of Florida all the way into southern Virginia. Closer to home, that level 1 is across most of the region. Most of our viewers are actually under that, and that means that we have the potential to see an isolated thunderstorm produce some damaging wind gusts, roughly 60 miles per hour. We could also see some hail embedded, especially in the afternoon. Our lapse rates are going to be pretty high, so we could see some small to large hail. Not really concerned about flash flooding with this event, and it looks like the greatest amount of shear is going to be to the north of us, so that's where the opportunity to see some rotating thunderstorms will be. Shear is essentially winds that are shifting directions with height. That's what eventually causes these thunderstorms to rotate, and sometimes that rotation will make its way to the surface. Here's how we get through your Saturday. Now, there's still a lot of inconsistencies with the morning, or how the morning plays out. Most of the models that I've been looking at are kind of rolling with this type of a scenario where we're going to have clouds around. I think this one is actually underrepresenting the cloud cover. I think we're going to see a few more clouds than what this is actually outputting. And I also think that we're going to see some isolated showers, especially as we are headed through the 6 to 7 o'clock time frame. By around lunchtime, a little bit of that moisture is going to start to flow in. This is going to be prefrontal moisture. I still think this is going to be mainly just some nuisance showers. Heading into the afternoon, that's when we're going to see the ability for some of these thunderstorms to tap into some energy. We're always talking about CAPE. It's basically convective available potential energy. I kind of jokingly refer to it as storm fuel, because this is where thunderstorms get their energy to kind of intensify. And that value is actually going to be highest as we push into the 4 to 7 o'clock time frame. So those values are going to be roughly 1,000 joules per kilogram. And that's where we see this line of showers and thunderstorms forming. Now, although all of our area is under that risk, it looks like folks that are going to be mainly north of the city of Baltimore have the potential to see some of the stronger storms as we are pushing through around the 8 o'clock hour. It's just starting to shift on off towards the east, and we're going to eventually expect some clearing on the backside. Once again, this is associated with a cold front, but strong southerly flow out ahead of this is going to allow for the numbers to be very nice, warmer than what we saw today. I think that we're going to top out near 78 degrees here in the city of Baltimore, mid to upper 70s across most of the state. The winds, especially ahead of that front, are going to be a bit breezy, talking about 20, 25 miles per hour wind gusts. That's also going to be a big part of the equation. And then on the backside of that, we're going to see some sun, some clouds as we head through the day. I expect the clouds to roll in the earlier afternoon, and then sun rays to poke in through the clouds as we head into the evening. And then your Sunday is actually going to be noticeably cooler. Winds are going to be out of the northwest, gusting 35 miles per hour at times, especially north and west of the city. That is not only going to bring in cooler air, but it is going to make it feel a couple of degrees cooler because that air is going to be drier and colder than what we've had in place the last couple of days. So temperatures are going to struggle to get into the 60s as we head into your Sunday. I think we spend a large chunk of the day actually in the 50s. We get into the low 60s for a little bit, and then we'll see some pleasant weather return back to the forecast as we head towards Monday. Monday's looking pretty good. Lots of sunshine with highs that are going to be near 70. But the roller coaster ride continues. Not a big drop, but there is a drop in the 7-day forecast. Not to mention, there's also a couple of more shower opportunities. And if you want to know all of that, our newscast starts in about 13 minutes. So I'm going to leave you to your scrolling. Maybe grab a nice glass of Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, some popcorn, maybe some cookies, and join us tonight at News at 11. Have a good day.